excitement here on Loose Women. Now, Amy Winehouse was pictured earlier this week back on a Caribbean beach, but looking a little bit burned. And not from the sun, I might add. Apparently, she had a bit of a disaster while cooking for some chums and managed to spill a pan of hot water down her leg. Oh. But has a cock-up in the kitchen ever left you scarred for life?
Well, actually, I have.
What, had a cock-up in the kitchen?
Yes. I was watching my mother bake, because I do a lot of watching. I don't do this out. And I was messing about with the food mix. And I was yakking away. And then my hand just went mangled through this flipping food mixer. And I, you know when you're sort of looking at something and thinking, has my mother seen
Not like a blender.
No.
But the thing with the two things on the end.
Yeah,
it was like a whiskey thing.
Like a whiskey thing,
yeah.
Yes.
And it went through, and my finger started to go blue. And then my mother thought, that's not right colour for Jane's hand. So she rang 999, they had 3 ambulances turn up.
Oh,
yeah, I could not get out of this thing. They had to dismantle it with an axe and things.
Really?
Have you ever had a
That's the equivalent of a little boy going to A&E with a saucepan on his head. You have to go in with a mixer on your hand.
I did. It was very embarrassing.
Do you remember those pressure cookers?
Yeah.
Do you remember those things that used to go on the bolts, were they?
Yeah.
I still have them, you know. Do they?
My mum uses them.
Well, I remember my dad. I can remember as a little girl seeing it going. You remember it going out the side, and I remember it going like that and seeing it going and exploding. Do you remember they used to explode all the time?
My mum does that all the time.
I thought my dad had just gone through the ceiling. It was awful. But I used to own a restaurant, and I have to tell you that one night all the chefs and everything were there, and I went to pick up this great big pan, you know, like they have in restaurants, boiling water, potatoes. Went to pick it up bare hands, and as I went, I knew that it was like scalding, but slow motion, and turned round, and my arms and everything bent with the weight, and I went like that, and the boiling water, the potatoes over everybody, and over me, and that's the worst thing. It's not funny, is it? I know.
Well, do you know, a friend of mine did a similar thing like that. She was making soup, and I won't say who she is, but she had no clothes on. Don't really know why, but anyway.
Was she in a restaurant at the time?
She was at home,
right.
and she'd made it, and she kind of went into, you know, see how it was done, and started, you know, the hand mixer thing, and put it in the pot, switched it on, and it went all over, 3rd-degree burns all over her tummy.
What was she doing in the kitchen with no clothes on cooking?
Well, she put the soup on earlier.
She having a cock-up?
Obviously she was.
She had gone away for a little while and then come back to check on it, so maybe.
Amazing. I don't think I ever cooked anything naked in the kitchen. That's just strange. No, I was in the kitchen once with my friend and she was cooking leek and potato soup. Nice. All on the cooker. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, lovely.
Is that the same friend as me?
No, different one. No, she had clothes on. Check shirt. Anyway, she's just standing there making this soup and, you know, like, sometimes you see things happen in slow motion. Oh, yeah. And I was just standing there and I could see, like, from the top of the cupboards, there was this big, giant, like, metal ladder. And I could see it was falling down just where she was standing. And I stood there and I watched this ladder sort of like in slow motion. What, deliberately? And I don't know why, but I didn't say, ladder! And it fell right on her head while she was cooking the soup. The soup went everywhere and she was a bit dazed and confused. And I was laughing because I just thought it was funny because a ladder fell on her head in the kitchen while she was cooking soup. Anyway, she was a bit dazed and a bit, I'm just gonna walk into the living room and sit down. And as she did that, she went, so she was fine, really. As she did that, she went like that. And I don't know if you know, but your head, if you cut it, it bleeds profusely, really badly. And so she went like that, and there was blood everywhere. And as soon as she saw the blood, she went, oh! And fell on the floor and lay down like that, like she couldn't get out. And I said, get the ambulance. She said, get the ambulance, get the ambulance. I couldn't actually tell the ambulance where to come because I was laughing so much. It was so funny. And when the ambulance came, we couldn't get round the square. So we had to walk down to the ambulance. And what we didn't realise was that we were going to get taken to St Mary's Paddington, which was literally 100 feet down the road. So we walked about half a mile to the ambulance, got in it for 100 feet, and then had to get back out again and go into the hospital. I'm never coming to your house to cook.
I needed Carol.
oxygen. Honestly, I couldn't
Just
breathe for
note to
laughing.
self, never call Carol in crisis.
Don't call me in an emergency.
I will just say I did blow up my porridge yesterday. But anyway, that's another story.